utility warehouse, we are on the FTSE 250. We've got 1.4 million customers. And what I love about it is we're based in the UK. So we are only in the UK. It started around 28 years ago, so we're not new. It's definitely not a new company. And what we've seen over the last 4 years, where I've been in the company now for 7.5 years, and 4 years ago, we had 600,000 customers, and we were predicted to double that number in the next 5 years, and we actually did that a lot quicker. So we're on a real growth path right now. We've got I'm not very good at winging it. We've got our customer service is excellent. We're Trustpilot rated excellent. We've got UK based customer service, and I think that's a big deal. And we're a bundling service, so we are the supplier. We don't farm anything out, and we trade under the name of Telecom Plus, and under that we've got the brand name of Utility Warehouse. And we're the only company that can do broadband, energy, mobiles, and insurance all together, all on one bill. So it's all super simple. And for me, I love the fact that it's one password, one app. And if you need to speak to someone, you pick up the phone, you speak to someone in this country, and it's a human being. So we're all about personal, the personal touch, and that's why our service is so good. And how we market the company is, as we know, there are lots of different ways to market a business. And our founder, Charles Wiggoder, he came into the business, multimillionaire, and he wanted lots and lots of people to live extraordinary lives. So instead of advertising on the TV where it costs billions, instead we've got a purple army of people that are paid every single time they help someone that they know to earn money. And so it's all on our terms. So it's that you in effect, it's your business. It's like a mini franchise. You can say when you want to work, how you want to work, from anywhere, from St. Lucia. And then we just paid for every time we help someone to save money, but also if we help people to earn money, the company will pay us for that customer. But then if we help our friends to earn money, the company are going to gather more customers, and so therefore we can build a residual income by helping our friends to earn money. And that's how we've grown our customer base. Never advertise on the TV, the radio, none of that. It's all word of mouth, or you might see us in which magazine for the service awards, etc. that we see. But yeah, Elizabeth, can you add
There was
anything to
anything.
that?
The only thing I'd
Have a go at
say
it.
is we did £2 billion worth of sales
Mm,
last year, which
yeah,
is
big deal.
phenomenal. It's a company that actually pretty recession proof. It's the
Yeah,
last thing people don't pay their bills. It's essential
yeah,
services, it's an energy, mobile,
yeah.
broadband, and insurance. In a recession, people cut back on maybe holidays, clothes, going out, but then they can't really cut back too much on energy and things like that. So it's pretty
Yeah,
recession proof business. And we obviously
yeah.
earn money predominantly by helping people to save money. During a bill review, we look at somebody's bill now, we say, this is what you're paying with this supplier, this is what you could pay if you were to switch to Utility Warehouse. If they're a homeowner, we can earn £250 for that call. It takes about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm, okay. Jackie, tell us a little bit about your role. Where are you in all of the utility warehouse?
Okay, so I don't know if you want me to give my full things here or I'll just give you a brief outline.
Just a brief outline. Yeah.
Okay, so as Sam and Liz said earlier, I joined the company this summer. I joined as a partner for Liz. Liz then helped me, well, actually, Liz and Sam, to be fair, helped
Mhm.
me earn money in my first month. I now have a team that I work with as well, and my role is to help them earn money and
Yeah.
still help customers save money.
And Elizabeth, I mean, some people may have heard of you before in our Brave Starts calls in the past. Give us a little bit more about your background and why you've got into utility
Yeah.
warehouse.
So I joined first as a customer. So I joined as a customer 4 years ago now because joined during the energy crisis when our previous supplier tried to triple our bills, and my friend had done utility warehouse as a partner in the past, and it always she basically planted the worm that utility warehouse were the cheapest energy supplier on the market. So when our supplier tried to triple our bills, we became customers, and that was it. I was a really happy customer. They've got a brilliant cashback card as well, which is phenomenal. It's a great way to reduce your bills. So we, yeah, didn't really think much more of it, but just for customers. And then our mortgage went up by £800 a month last January. Our mortgage deal came to an end. So we lost the lower interest rates we were on. And so we were starting to feel the squeeze as a family. And then Sam, who is obviously Sam, who's just spoken, she started advertising the opportunity on my job board in March, and we could see instantly it was really popular. Loads of people were applying. When I said to Sam that our mortgage had gone up by £800 and it might mean that we couldn't go on holiday last year, she said, "Why don't you join the team? You'll earn so much more money by becoming a partner than if I just place the odd job advert on your site." So I did. I'm so pleased I said yes, because obviously the earnings have been amazing. So since joining at the end of March, I've earned now just shy of £19,000, very much part-time, doing it around my main business. Also qualified for free energy as well each month, which is brilliant because that's just a bill now we don't have to worry about. I'm also qualified for a holiday. Like, the incentives are really good. So we've got a holiday next year to Cyprus for me, my husband, and my two girls. And like Jackie said as well, it's been the team, the community. I think things that a lot of people miss when either they don't work or when they maybe work for themselves and they're quite isolated. And it's been that, it's feeling part of something bigger than yourself. You've got a purpose, you've got a bit of a mission, and it's actually a really nice feeling to be part of something that's bigger than you as well.
Yeah, totally. I'm going to anticipate that a number of people will be going, uh-oh, franchise, and uh-oh, sounds a little bit multi-layered marketing. You know, how much is it costing? What am I going to be on the hook for? So can we get that answers to those questions
Yeah.
done and dusted?
Completely. I don't mind going in with that one. So yes, and like I explained, so it's £10 to join. So that's it, £10. And what that gets you is a full business in a box. So with that, you're going to get your website, you've got your public liability, you get all your training. We are highly regulated. And that's the thing. So, network marketing, multi-level marketing can have, in the past, it might have some negative connotations. However, it's such an incredible industry where you get to work on your terms. If you want to help people to earn, help them to, you can grow the team, but if not, don't. It's your business to work how you want. And we're on the FTSE 250, so this is highly regulated. So part of that £10 is we've got to be registered with Ofgem and Ofcom. Everything is scrutinized. We've got investors in the city. I'm really proud of how our business model works, because they could just put an advert on TV and all the customers will come. We will always get the customers. But it's so much bigger than that, because so many people have got an opportunity to earn. I mean, Elizabeth, you're the expert here in the in the recruitment field, but it's a real mess out there, and lots of people might not need a full-time something, but 95% of people do this around a full-time job, around a full-time business, around kids. And it's the top up, it's the lifestyles pot that at the moment is the bit that's getting squeezed. Like Elizabeth was saying, we can pay the bills, we can pay the mortgage, but it's having that plan B and it's having that backup plan. When I got made redundant 15 years ago now, and I didn't have a backup plan, and I had to, walk into the job centre. I'd lost my car because that was a company car. I had to walk into the job centre and claim benefits, and I'd come from, a good income. So to lose that income, to then claim job seekers allowance, I don't know what it's called now, but and have to get the bus there. I think that was the worst thing for me. I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how to. Buses are really expensive as well. But it was that, and then apply for jobs and get knocked back after knockback after knockback. And so I set up a traditional business, and that was very costly, and I had gaps, and I still couldn't afford to pay the bills. So it was, do you know what? I'm going to add this on to fill the gaps, to boost the income, and that's all I joined for. £1,000 a month, that's what I joined for. And what I found was I could do that consistently. And I gave up my other business because that wasn't really working. That was costly, and I could see that I could earn more doing this without the costs involved, and I had more flexibility. And like I said, I've been doing it 7.5 years now, and my business now earns me more than what it did when I worked in the corporate world. And it's flexible. I've got 3 children who range from 28 down to 10. I've got grandchildren, and I love the fact that no one can make me redundant again. We're a strong company, and we're here. We've got strong foundations, and I think it's having that backup plan, but also the ability to grow a residual income. And I think a lot of you were saying, weren't you, yesterday, Liz, that there's no such thing as a job for life. There's no such thing as a career for life anymore because people are getting made redundant so often. And with this, you're building a residual income. So you're replacing the job. So we've got the job element, help someone to save money, you'll get paid around £250. But then help people to earn money because you're teaching them, because you're supporting them. The company say, because you've started this ripple effect, and without you joining, we wouldn't now have these people that are now helping to gather customers for the company. We're gonna give you a little kickback every single time one of those customers pay the bills. Nothing comes out of partners' money. It all gets paid from the head office. And so the more people you help, that residual goes up. So our bills are residual. We pay the bills residually every single month. And so every single time customers pay their bills, we get paid a residual income. Now, honestly, do not get giddy over that. It's between 30 and 50 pence, not pounds, pence per customer. But now I know that whatever happens, I can put the whole business down, walk away from it, and everything that goes out of our bank still gets covered. And there's nothing like that out there that will do that forever, not just over a limited time, forever, carry on paying you. And because the company still grows, your business still grows, whether you're doing it or not, it goes up every month. And I just found that absolutely fascinating, that I've not got a pension. I've never paid into a pension. I was very short-sighted. I went 50 last month. And when we started looking into pensions, it was, do you know what? I don't need a pension because this is my pension, and it just pays you every month, and every month it goes up based on effort. It's not a given, it's based on effort. But I just find that the residual income so powerful. Because you've broken that zero, you're always going to earn money every single month, but it starts off small and it just grows over time.
It sounds compelling, and I think everyone will be relieved to know that it's 10 quid to buy it.
£10, and if it's not for you, you get your £10 back.
Wow.
Honestly, you can try
even
it
if you've made money.
Even if you've made money, you can try it for 3 months, and if it's not for you, you get your £10 back. Because we want to help people to earn. Yes.
Yeah, we always sort of encourage people, do something, get the data as to whether or not you like it.
Yeah.
And then you've got a decision to make.
Correct.
Do you stick with it or not? But if it costs so little to try, it kind of makes some sort of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'll just say after 3 months, it's £3 a month ongoing. So after 3 months, but that's just deducted from your commission. Obviously, you can cancel at any time as well.
Yeah.
You're not tied into anything.
Could you sort of paint a bit of a picture for us around what you can earn? Because I'm hearing a lot of conversation about, residual, supplementary. 95% of people do this around other things, which again, if I was wearing a cynical hat, I might be kind of going, oh, because you can only earn 250 quid a month doing this. So
Yeah.
can you give us a range, an idea as to what kind of income this does actually produce for you?
I mean, it's as long as a piece of string. There's some
It
people that
is,
obviously make not much effort
yeah,
Yeah.
and therefore their pay is going to reflect that. There's
yeah,
other people that have done phenomenally well in this business and have
yeah,
absolutely changed their life. So we've had our youngest national group leader recently promoted. He's 29 years old. He's made just shy of £80,000 for the past 3 months. Our top earner in the business makes over £1 million a year residually, plus bonuses and things like that on top. So you can see the
yeah,
range. You can see
yeah,
there's somebody that might just help one customer a month save money. They earn £250. Maybe that's all they want to do because they just don't want to be going into their overdraft every month.
yeah,
Or you've got our top earner that's making, become a
yeah,
millionaire through this business.
yeah,
It depends on your aspirations set. Like I said, I joined at the end of March. I've worked this very much part-time around my business. I've made just shy of £19,000. Today I got paid just over 4,000. So yeah, but you can see there's the range basically, and it really
yeah,
does depend how much, I guess, how much time you have, what your aspirations are, why you joined the
yeah.
business,
Mm.
and what you're looking to get out of it.
Yeah. One thing
Yeah.
that we always ask when someone comes to us, and what the one thing we always have a chat, see what it is that they're looking for. And I think the beauty of this is it's not about us, it's about them.
Mm.
So I will always say how much extra money makes a difference, will make a difference each month without affecting what you do now. So it's not putting your children into nursery if that's, if that's not what you want to do, or it's not giving up the day job, or it's not giving up your business. And it normally ranges anywhere between 500 and 2,000. I would say that's kind of the normal range, I would say. I would say £500 a month, you're looking at probably around 5 hours a week. And £2,000 a month is probably around 10 hours a week. It all depends who you're getting in front of. But all we do is we're showing people who we are. We're not trying to sell them gas and electric and broadband and all of that. All we do is we show people what it is that we do, who Utility Warehouse are. We've got 1.4 million customers, but we've only got 3% of the market share, which is tiny. If we double, we've still only got 3% of the market share. So there's a massive market out there. And because we don't advertise, so many people have never heard of us. So all we do is we show people and we get the upfront income. When I joined for £1,000 a month, and I was really happy with that. That gave me my financial independence. But last year I earned over £50,000, and that's more than I used to earn when I was traveling here, there, and everywhere. Working for a company. Really stressful. And now this is just having some really lovely chats on Zoom and helping people to save money without the pressure. And I think that's the big deal. We don't want to. It's earning the money, but on our terms. And if you want more, you just do more. And it is very much a company, you do, you get.
Mm.
And everyone starts off at the same level. So everybody in the company starts off with no customers, no team, and then it's up to you what you want to do with that. So it's a traditional business in that sense. It's up to you.
And so,
But it's
I
some
mean,
big money.
and honestly, you're talking to an audience with us who they've usually got pretty good networks. They're
Yeah,
pretty resilient.
yeah,
They've been around the block a little bit. They know how to develop, build things,
yeah.
grow things, and so on. So, could you, with that kind of the £10 and buying in, could you give us an overview as to the training? Is there a kind of like an application, a selection process? Like if someone's a total muppet, for example, does someone turn around and go, yeah, I don't think this is going to be right for you? So that's kind of question. Is there an application process, I guess, is question number one. And then number two off the back of that is if you get hired, or not hired but approved, what does the training? What are you getting equipped to go out and do?
I'll answer the Muppet bit, and then you can answer the what do we do? And then maybe Jackie, you can share how you found it. So the Muppets, it's open to anybody. There's no selection process, because the brilliant thing about this is it doesn't matter about what's happened in the past. It doesn't matter about your education, what you've done work-wise. We've got people in the business that have never worked, that have maybe don't even, they've come to this country, they don't have a massive network of people. And yet, if you are hungry and determined, you can still earn. So there's no real selection process, because you wouldn't be able to, there's no right person. It's having that want and need, to do it. But I'm not gonna say that it works for everyone. I'm not gonna sit here and say everyone that joins earns money. I would say 1 out of 3 will do something. A lot join, and a lot then go, do you know what? Actually, it's not for me. I'm not going to do anything. Or they say, it is for me. I really want to earn, but I'm not prepared to do anything. And I think that's just life.
That's the
People want
self-selection
something without
piece.
having to do anything. But I think if you're switched on, motivated, and ambitious, the system will work for everyone. The system is always the same, and it was exactly the same for me as it was for Elizabeth, as anyone that joins. And it is really, really simple, and then you can develop it to what you want. But Elizabeth, do you want to explain how?
Yeah, so the training, the training is really good, to be honest. And as somebody that has a traditional business, I've had to pay for all my training and coaching in the past. I can't believe how much was included for your £10. So when you join, obviously you get your business in a box. There's some online training on a portal, which covers the basics. We've got we can sell insurance products. We have to do some FCA training as well. There's also social media training. There's quite a lot of good training that you could apply to any career, any other business. So we do that all on the portal. We then have our fast start training, which is hosted by our team. It's live on Zoom. It's an hour training. We hold it twice a week, Tuesday at 7 or Thursday at 12, but you only need to go once, and you'll just meet other people that have joined same time as you. And during that training, we basically explore a bit more about your why, because that's so important. We all know in anything you need a bit of resilience. So the why you've joined is really important, because that's going to carry you through on days when maybe things don't go to plan, but also like the step by step of how you get started. And when you first start, we say what you need to do is book in some practice calls. So some guinea pigs, think about 20 people. If you were getting married next week, who would you be inviting to your wedding? Who would you be inviting to your hen or stag do? Who would be sitting on your top table? Who is going to be happy to give you half an hour of their time for you to practice some calls? You get all the templates, tools, etc. to book in those calls. Once you book in those calls, you are fully supported on all those calls by an experienced mentor until you gather 6 customers. So you are not on your own when you start by any means. The first few calls, you probably won't even say anything. Whoever is, the mentor on the call will probably lead the call. Once you've gathered 6 customers and you can sort of fly the nest, you're never ever on your own. There's, regular training, development all the time. You get put in a brilliant WhatsApp groups. If you're on a call with a customer and you don't know the question, you don't know the answer to the question, you can pop that in. We do regular face-to-face meetings as well, and trainings. We had one yesterday in London that was £5 to go to. It was amazing. We've got another one next month as well. We had some brilliant kickoffs as well. We have local events as well, because the partner network is throughout the UK, so you can meet up with partners local to you and participate with training with them. A lot of the training is free or extremely low cost, and then we have our 2 big events twice a year, which are brilliant. One in April and one in September as well. So I think you get a real sense of the community as well through training and development. And we have team meetings as well twice a month. But yeah, so there's a lot of support.
And it's all about building the belief, isn't it, at the beginning? Yeah. So many people come into our business. I was one, Liz was one, Jackie was one, so skeptical. Is it going to work? Is it going to work for me? Are any of my friends going to help me? We all come in thinking, ooh, but it's such a simple process to follow. And every touch, that's why we hold your hand to start off with, and then you see the bigger picture and it gets bigger and bigger. you can build that belief. And you hear other stories of, we have a Zoom call every Sunday night that's run by the leader, that my mentor. And that was what yesterday was all about. And, new partners joining. One was ex-Navy, and she earned 3,500 in her first month, and it's helped 6 people. Those 6 that you supported with, there's a bonus of £500. In your first month, you can earn £3,000, and that's why you're being supported throughout it all.
And it sounds as though
yeah.
it's sort of like not sales, but sales.
I think
you're
of it
only
as
helping people you only make money if you save other people money.
Yeah,
So in
but we're in the
theory,
show business.
yeah,
Show
yeah.
people, give them another option. And then if they say yes and they're like, well, see, great. But if they don't, great. It really doesn't matter, because you're just showing them who we are, what we do. And it might not be for them, but then they can maybe pass that on. Jackie, do you want to explain how you found it? Because you're the newest.
Yeah, I mean,
support.
I joined with a little bit of trepidation and a little bit of cynicism, but it was like £10. Hey,
And also, sorry to interject, do you want to just share your background? Because
if this is the right time. So I've had 2 very distinct careers. You can tell I'm not young. So I worked for Barclays Bank for 21 years in a lot of different roles, and I was made redundant from that. And I thought the world had ended. And I mean, I was in my late 30s at the time. I then went into human resources, specializing in manufacturing. And I worked for a very big company for a long time, lots of hours, and it was great. I also went through quite a bit of a messy divorce just before I was 50, and managed to mess up one of my very good pensions so that I could buy a house. I'm not broke, I'm not on the breadline, but being able to say yes to the nice things, I was anxious about being able to do that, because you look at your pot, you look at your income, and you think, don't know how long it's going to last. Work was also very important to me, and I didn't build a big life outside of work. It was so demanding. I had a child, yes, and she's now grown up. So I'd never found the time for hobbies. So suddenly, in 2025, I found that I didn't have a job. I'd gone to part-time working 18 months earlier, and I haven't got childcare responsibilities, but I've got an very elderly mother. And she gave us some challenges in 2025. And I knew I had to step up, couldn't leave it all to my sister. And I was very anxious about going back to work full time. But I knew for my mental health, I had to work to be able to fill some of the gaps that I managed to break by reducing my pension nearly 20, not quite 20 years ago, but a good while ago. I needed to work for so many reasons. Yes, the money. I needed a sense of purpose. I needed a team. And when I joined this business, I was like, I can't do this. And Sam was very kind. She didn't say, yes, we recruited Jackie and she's an IT muppet, because I struggled with the system at first. Yeah. But I struggled for about 3 calls, and then suddenly it's like, oh, yeah. I couldn't get how what Liz was doing came through to me, or what Sam was doing. I didn't want to sell. I don't think I sell at all. I didn't know anything about, well, no more than everybody else, energy, broadband, mobiles. I didn't need to know anything about that. I just needed to go, well, you're paying this, and this is what we pay. The system works it out for you. Yes, I've learned a bit about energy companies and broadband companies and mobiles, but you don't need to know it. The support you get at the beginning is amazing. And yeah, okay, there is a team structure, but it's not hierarchical. So, Liz was my mentor. Liz brought me into the business. But if Liz wasn't around, I'd ring Sam or message Sam, and we have a great team community. So I would say that most of the team are younger than me, and that does not matter one jot. We bring different things to the team. So, you'll have all had life experiences that helps you relate to a certain demographic, but doesn't stop you relating to younger demographic because they'll look up to you. And I learn as well from my younger colleagues. Sat in the back of Sam's car, I was having a bit of a lesson yesterday from one of the team members that was traveling with us. I love it. I've never not been able to get the help that I need when I needed it.
I think
And I
you're
got my £10 worth.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I had a little bit of a cough in between, so
That's right.
apologies. I was just saying thank you for sharing a little bit more about your story, and I think it's lovely to hear. And I think so many people struggling with energy and all of the sorts of costs of bills are going increasingly to be older and older and older people, because as people get older, they're not going to be able to get jobs, and the market tends to be shrinking. So people tend to be trying to cut back. So it's a valuable service that you're offering people. So
yeah, and it's allowing me now to start building the things outside of work that I probably should have built before, but found myself too busy to do it, or chose to be too busy to do it, if I'm honest. So 2026 is the year of saying yes to some of those experiences.
lovely. I think the last thing I wanted to ask you guys, because we've talked a bit about how this is really, it lends itself to being a portfolio career. Claire, hello, nice to see you. Oh, you're back from the traffic, and we've also got Sue on the line as well, but she's camera's off at the moment. Oh, Sue, hello. Could you just tell us a little bit about the perks? Elizabeth, I couldn't help but capture you saying you're off to Cyprus next year.
So we obviously, when we help customers save money, we get paid a commission based on the number of services they take, but we also get points as well, which are used towards the incentive. So we have our big holiday incentive once a year. So there are always two options. There are two levels. There's the mini achievers. So the first one this year for a family of four, and I love it because you can take your family with you. Family of four. It was the mini one was to Center Parks, or for a couple, and it doesn't need to be a romantic couple. What I loved as well is people can take their parents or their children. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner or a friend. It was a long weekend to Bucharest, flights, accommodation, travel, etc. And then the top achievers for the family of four, it was a week-long all-inclusive to Cyprus, 5-star hotel, and then for a couple, it was a 6-star cruise along the Nile and Egypt. And then we have other incentives along the way for weekends away. So last year, me and Sam went to Nebworth. We also have the Christmas incentive, which obviously just finished, where we could get, it sounds a bit random, but it was brilliant. Christmas dinner for 12 people, all the trimmings, turkey, everything. £250 of shopping vouchers or dining out vouchers. And then the top one, and they all stacked, is a weekend away next summer. You could get all three. And then also as partners, one of my favorite perks is the free energy as well. So if you get 4 points a month, which could potentially be one customer, possibly more likely two, you get 4 points, which equates to £150 off your own energy bill. And in the winter, that is very reassuring that you can pop the heating on and not have to worry about paying your bill.
And the incentives are I genuinely thought, so I'm going to just not correct Liz, but she said the top achieving holidays, they're not limited to the top achievers of the top 10, the top 20. It is literally, if you achieve it, you go. There's just two levels. And when I joined 7.5, I joined, and I was really skeptical, and I thought, oh yeah, it'll only be those at the top that are gonna, the successful people. So, but from a standing start, we started off with a couple's holiday that was to New York and Washington. So, and my husband's I've never been to New York and Washington up until then, and he said, and they're worth between £7,000 and £10,000. And he said, it won't be. And I was like, well, I don't know. I've just been told, let's just go. So we went. We got flown from Heathrow over to Washington. We had a envelope of spending money, so we didn't have to spend anything. All the excursions every day, we just got on the coach that was provided. There were 2 coaches to get on it. All the excursions, all the tour guides, everything. Then taken to Philadelphia, where we stopped off on the way. More of everything. Then up to New York. While we were in Washington, we ended up having a private tour inside the White House, around the White House, and it was like, blimey. And my husband, up until that point, he's got his own business. He's a successful business owner in his own right. He was really skeptical. And he doesn't do much on social media, but it was the only time he kind of like got it. And he was like, that was incredible, as well as the extra income. But then since then, we've done family holidays. We've been to Orlando, we've been to Mexico, we've been to Tenerife. They're all 6-star. We're doing a cruise. We went to Crete last year. We've been to Portugal. We're going on a cruise this year, and then Cyprus. But what I love about that, you might look at me and think, yeah, but you've been doing it 7.5 years. We've got so many in the team this year that joined this year who are achieving the mini breaks or the Christmas turkey. Everyone goes wild in our business for a Christmas turkey, more so than the holiday, because it just builds that belief again. Help 3 or 4 people, and you've paid for your Christmas turkey. And trust me, the turkey tastes amazing when you know that you've not paid for it. But it's also that it is that the incentives, they make them so achievable for everyone. And like I said before, it's if you do, you get, not limited to top this, top that. There's no leaderboard. It is just if you do what's required, and they want as many people on there as possible. The hotels, if it gets full, they put on another week, so we have 2 weeks where it's pick which week you want to go and get on the plane, and everything is included. So yeah, they are incredible.
So for people who enjoy traveling, then
love travel.
It sounds like it's going to tick a lot of boxes for people.
Yeah.
So what I've taken away from this is, the majority of people earn between £500 and £2,000, and that's reflective of between sort of 5 hours to 10 hours a week. So very much a kind of a supplementary, this is what tops up usually income for other people. 95% of people tend to work in that kind of capacity, but presumably some people, if they really wanted to do this hell for leather full time, they could. You've got examples of people who are earning ridiculously high salaries for doing this. So the world is the oyster, as it were. But typically, if I was to sort of reflect our audience, I don't think that's most people's goal or ambition. I think most people's goal is being part of a team, having work that's flexible, something that genuinely brings in an income, something that gives people a degree of autonomy and challenge. And it sounds like it's ticking a number of those boxes. We talked about what it costs to join. So £10 to join, and then £3 a month ongoing for the support, the training, and so on. There will be additional training costs if it's sort of like £5, but on the whole, achievable, not
And then
compulsory.
they're not compulsory. It's more if you want to like up level, you can pay for this. It's £5. No.
Yeah. We've talked about perks, which sound like, wide ranging and very, very achievable for people. There's definitely, I've picked up a strong sense of community, that you get to meet each other, that you get together on a fairly regular basis. So I think you've answered most of the questions that we came here to answer today.
Can I answer that partially?
Of course you can. Go for it, Jackie.
Because when I first told my daughter, adult daughter, lives abroad, that I was going to do this, her first thing was, but Mum, we haven't got a very big family. And Mum, with all due respect, you've got a small group of close friends. I really don't want you going knocking on doors or making phone calls. By which time I'd actually already gone on my training, so I understood the fast start principle. And yeah, at first I thought, gosh, she's right, I don't know where I'm going to do it. But you do your training calls, you do get customers from that. And then we have a great referral system. So if I have a customer who then refers one of their friends to me, and that customer signs up. Both of those people get £50 off their next bill. So that's one way we do it. And you go through your contacts book. And Liz talked about the 20 people that you might want to invite to your wedding. But the one that got me was the one that we call the chicken list. Yeah, these people are out there. We might not, we didn't. Your stomach turns over a little bit when you think about talking to them. And they often come through. I think my 5th customer was off my chicken list because I have to say, my close friends and family, they came on the calls, but they chose not to become customers. Apart from my cousin, who was wonderful. So it's not cold calling, Paul.
Yeah.
There's also the business connector as well, which builds on that referral scheme. So we team up with local businesses as well, and they become basically affiliates to us. They get their own unique affiliate link, and then anyone, so you might know an electrician or a tree surgeon or plumber, and their customers they refer to you as well. They get paid quite an attractive affiliate fee as well. So I know lots of people as well beyond the traditional referrals build their businesses through the business connector scheme as well. But yeah, a lot of people use social media. You can, if you wanted to do neighborhood letters as well. That's all the way people have grown their business.
I've been in 7.5 years now, and there are 70 million people out in the UK. And I find I don't do business networking, but I do network while my son's playing cricket, while he's playing football. You end up having conversations, and let's face it, with British people love to have a moan, don't we? Oh my God, this has gone up. The weather is terrible. We tend to share the problems. So it is just, look, I might be able to help you with that. I'm struggling to pay, no one will say I'm struggling to pay my bills, but they might say, oh my God, my bills have gone up. I can help with that. Give me your number and I'll drop you some info over. It's not selling, it's just showing. But you will never run out of people to speak to. And right now, the country, bills are going up, wages aren't. Everyone is feeling that squeeze, and you're not having to say to someone, can you spend money with me in order for me to make some money? This is, can I just show you? And if you like it, great. And if you don't, that's okay too. But the business connectors have really rocketed the business. We only started that last year because what we know is there's lots of business owners out there that might want an extra income, to help cover their costs, to help them. But if I said to maybe my hairdresser, I said to her, look, you could do this. You've got loads of people that you can speak to. She says, no, it's great, but I don't want to do that. And it's like, why don't you be a connector then? And so they're going to get paid just for one sentence. I've got a friend who can help you with that. Let me pass on your details, and then we do the rest. And so you're never, ever, ever running out of people to speak to. I did think, though, that's the first thing that I thought of. Yeah, but what do you do when you've run out of people? You just never do.
I was talking to my window cleaner about 10 minutes before I came on this call, and it's not very nice up here in Yorkshire at the minute. And I talked to him, and he doesn't own the business, but he's taken a connector card, but he's also taken the information about being a partner. I didn't actually have time to talk to him in any detail because A, he was working, and B, I was coming on this call.
Presumably as well, with the training, you're all sharing ideas as to what works. This was a brilliant event. Don't bother with that. Don't pay money for networking businesses, but try this instead. So once you've got a community of hundreds of people who are doing this successfully, then you've got the chance to ask them how they acquired their first customers as well, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly that. And you're supported by different people, so you'll get to hear that. And what I would say is, for me, when I got made redundant, my only option right then was either get a job or and I had to go and sign on. I needed some money to come in. I had no money on, I didn't save any money. And what I love about this is you can do this on your terms while looking for a job.
Yeah.
And if then you got a job and you said, you know what, I'm just going to do my job now, it served its purpose. All we are is a vehicle to help you to solve a problem while that problem is there. And so, for instance, in the when we were going through lockdown, so many businesses had to close and they weren't getting that income. So many people, came, earned, business opened, and now they don't do UW anymore, and that's totally fine. You don't have to be here forever. You can just come and work it on your terms, pick it up, put it down. You're not having to explain to anybody, what's going on behind the scenes. We've got 70,000 partners throughout the UK that are live, that are paying 70,000.
Okay.
However, because it's flexible, because people can pick it up, put it down, dip in and out, there are around, I knew this figure, I think I said it yesterday, Jackie, we get into, was it 5,000 active partners per month? Which seems a small number, but there are so many people that have got accounts, but they're just dipping it out. I would say, so this all depends on who you're in front of.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use Elizabeth as a really good example, because what I don't want to do is say, oh, I hear it all the time. It's saving money on bills. Everyone wants to save and everyone says yes, and it sells itself. That's utter rubbish. And the reality is, there are people out there that we show that can save money, and we can say, this is what you're paying, this is how much it is. It saves you £100, and they go, yeah, I'm not that bothered. And you go, what? And we don't understand it. We showed 19 people support. Liz was supported for 19 appointments to get 6 customers, in the first 30 days.
Yes, that's 1 in 3, isn't it?
Lots. But they were quite a cold market. They were helping her, but it was a colder market. I'm currently
Yeah, because I just went
someone.
through social media, whereas
Yeah.
people, if they go through friends and family, it's
If they
better.
do the system, which is help, I've started something, it's helping people to save money on the bills. I need some people to practice on. Is there any chance can you be a guinea pig? I just need to practice some, I just need half an hour. And that's the thing, calls are half an hour. They don't last hours. It's half an hour to 40 minutes. Whereas you can also find, there was another lady that joined me. We showed mum, grandma, sister, close friends, family, and all 6 said yes, and she earned over £2,000 in her first week. So I would say on average, it's 1 in 2 to 3 as a good average. It's so much simpler now. We've not got all the noise of all of the energy companies. We've got all the credibility, so it's a lot simpler now than when I joined.
And the offers are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Without going into too much detail, they are brilliant offers. And actually, I think it's a lot, even in the ad coming up for a year, even in less than a year, you're like, wow, it's so much better proposition than it was this time last year.
Unfortunately, you've got to have, because we're regulated, UK bank account, UK address, because you've got to be able to earn money within the UK. So that with AI, people are going to crave human interaction even more. They're going to crave that personal touch. So I actually believe that our business, and what's predicted is our business will grow even faster, because people want that personal thing. You can go on, we have links, so you will have, when you join, you've got your own link. People can just click your link and become a customer, and you get paid. But normally people want to speak to someone to help them, and it will help them see a bigger picture. Regarding comparison sites, we're not on any comparison sites because, again, that's a form of advertising, and then we've got to give a kickback to the comparison sites. They earn their money.
Like
They never
direct
found you in
line.
comparison websites.
Yeah, direct lane on
Yeah.
comparison sites either. So I always think, in a way, we're sort of a bit more like that.
Yeah.
I
We
think
featured in like which magazine? We've got Uswitch awards. So we're best value energy for 2025 for Uswitch. So we are. You will see us, but I would say 90% you can go direct to head office. You can go direct onto the website, but that's such a small margin because most people have never heard of us, and then it is that personal service.
And
And it's a referral.
presumably, Stefan, as well, it's a different product, isn't it? Because if you're just switching your energy from OVO to Octopus or whatever, that's not the same as a basket of savings across insurance, broadband, energy, and so on.
Yeah.
So it's probably hard to compare an apple with a pear, which I'm guessing is part of the strategy for why you don't go into the
bundling
comparison.
company, so the more you take, the more you save. And I always say it's a bit like if you went to Tesco's and you went to get something for your lunch, if you got yourself just a sandwich and compared it with, another sandwich, they're pretty much the same. But when you have a sandwich and a packet of crisps and a drink, you've created a meal deal. And so now that sandwich and a drink that you'd normally go and get might be £5. Pop in the packet of crisps, it becomes a meal deal and it's £3.50. When we show people that 8% of all our customers will they'll bundle 3 together because it saves them the most amount of money, and it makes sense to do that and have everything in one place.
But they don't have to. They can pick and choose.
They don't have to. No,
Okay.
they can build it however they want. So we show them everything and then we tailor make it to them. But I would say we very, very, I cannot remember the last time someone just took energy. It just doesn't make sense because when they bundle, and we can help
That's
with
where they get the
fees and
saving.
getting out contracts and all, they've literally, the company we've got the corporate backing, so we've got big corporate company, big head office. But what they do is they want customers, and that's how we grow. We want to get the goal is to get into the FTSE 100. So that's the goal. We know that we've got to gather lots more customers. Yeah, when we show people, they take more, it saves more, and then they refer more people.
I can send you through a joining link if you want, and then I guess that can come with the recording. But yeah, so if I send through a joining link, they can join that. Once they've joined that, they'll join our team, and then they'll get all the training support and everything that they need to get started.
And I guess they can find you on LinkedIn as well.
On LinkedIn, yeah.
Or maybe you can
Or
put
Sam or Jackie.
It'd be Elizabeth that you'd just, probably be.
Yeah. Shall I put the link in the
any questions?
chat as well?
That would be brilliant.
Lovely.
And then I will share that with everyone as well.
All right, okay.
Fabulous.
Brilliant. That's all
Thank
right.
you
Thank
so
you. Lovely
much.
to meet
That's
you.
all right. Thank you so much.
Good
Lovely
to
to
see
see you all.